listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got you Black.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Just go on up. Anytime I could just lose control. Caught up in your loving. Every time I feel your touch. Second thoughts, more doubts started baby. And hey, you're killing me on the inside. And you're the only one I want. I can't deny.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics and interviews. Hello to you all. My name is Robin, and I am your host of the Raw Report, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on your drive home. It was nice out there. LA, I don't know. It was nice out there on the freeway. That means you're at home already. That means you are relaxing, preparing for your 4th of July, hopefully long weekend. I see you, Raw Squad, coming up on into our YouTube building already. Good to see you there. What a weekend it has been. I'm still tired. From BET, from all the things that were going on over the weekend. It was just really nice. Felt really good to get out there. As you all know, I've been talking about this even last week, just, preparing for a lot of the events. I did not do BET Awards. I feel like I'm not ever going to do BET Awards again. Maybe I shouldn't say never, but I don't know. I feel some ways about it. And of course, we are going to dig into BET. That's what this show is about. We may get into a couple of other topics as well. But I have a special guest. I say special guest because he's usually on the phone with us. But, sometimes he joins us in studio. Right now, we've got Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media with us. Welcome on back to the Raw Report, Nick. How are you?
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me to your black job. I appreciate it.
Me and my black job. I appreciate it so very much. Oh, my goodness gracious. By the way, quickly, we're not going to get into politics at all, but clearly you watched the presidential debate, and that's where we got that black jobs from. Well, we know that it was a mess overall, but you have anything else you want to add about that?
I thought it was hilarious. The comedy wrote itself.
The comedy did write itself. Okay. On that note, though, I saw you a lot. I guess maybe a good amount of time.
Yeah. I wasn't like you. I could just party the night away.
Who was partying the night away?
I couldn't do that. Don't let Robin fool you, ladies and gentlemen. People have come up to her, and I'm like, yo, Robin don't say nothing, but she know everybody. Not everybody. She know everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it was
all right. Okay,
it was
Robin.
good. It was
all
really.
Right.
But who was hanging out? We were hanging out.
No, we were hanging out.
Yeah.
But I had to go dip to another event, and you was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna hang out here." Robin had the cigar, about to light it up on top of the rooftop event.
Nick is not telling the truth. First of all, I left the cigar bar. We were talking about, shout out to A Toast to Black Hollywood, Candace Grace, Miss Diddy.
Candace
shout out to her.
That was one of
her
the
event.
best events.
It really
I
was.
think the entire week. There were some great ones. There were some other great ones too. But I think she put on a fantastic. First of all, congratulations to her for the 10th year of the Toast to Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
Candace Grace from L.A., Compton, represented for the West. Always looks out for the people. Her and her crew and her organization, the brand LA, did a fantastic job.
They did.
Honoring people, making sure everybody was welcome, whether you were honored or not.
Yeah.
People that came in to support, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was. And I agree with you. Her 10th annual event, and I've been to quite a few of them, and I saw them from the very beginning. And so just to see its growth. And, I say this to her all the time. Candace makes everybody feel like they are the most important people in the world. She could be surrounded by 100 people, but if she sees you, it's not just me. It could be you. It's whomever. She just makes you feel seen. Yeah. And I think that's why so many people love her. They respect her. And shout out to her. And hopefully she goes forward with it. Because, she did consider not doing this event a couple years ago. So she was like, she's continuing on. And hopefully we'll see another one next year.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping to see 15.
I'm hoping so too. And just to correct you, because y'all out there, I was not smoking no cigars.
I didn't say you was smoking. I just said you had one in your hand, bossed up.
I did not. I passed through the cigar
you passed
bar.
Through? Okay.
I passed through the cigar bar, but it was great. I also saw you at Culture Creators, which was, they be creating culture.
No, it was a great. Shout out to Andre Khalil, the whole, Purple Agency. They do a great job every year, and every year it gets better, it gets bigger. They honor more people, and it was an interesting carpet this year because obviously it changed locations a little bit.
Yes.
And like the outside, I don't know. You got a chance to take a look at the outside.
It was beautiful.
Oh my God, I did jump on the 360. I was like, I'm gonna step away from the carpet, take a little break.
Right there,
you go. My black job, go on outside and enjoy the black festivities.
Yes, definitely. Well, before we move forward, I have to shout you out, Nick. You are honestly, you are one of the more consistent people that I see, and you really be on your grind. You really, you do the work. You know what I'm saying? You do the work. A lot of people respect you. I see you, and I commend you for doing all the work that you're doing and bringing news, whether it's entertainment or sports. You do all of the above, and you bring it to the people. So you're doing your part in contributing to the culture as well. So I just want to shout you out for that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I mean, like I said. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Robin knows everybody. So for you to say that, because I saw, listen, Omarion came up to you. Was it Nina Parker came up to you at the Toast of Black Hollywood event?
Shout out to Nina and Lamaya.
Lamaya and Eric Bellinger came up to you. Megan Good came up to you. I'm telling you, she knows. Don't let Robin fool you. She knows everybody.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'll be your Paul Heyman. Don't worry.
I appreciate you, Nick. And just, I guess the last thing I'll say to that is, this goes out to anybody who is on their grind. I try to tell people all the time, you just got to stay in it, because I've been in this game for a cool little minute, but I've been the friend, I've been the assistant, I've been the friend on the side of the red carpet holding my friends, purses and coats as they're getting interviewed on the carpet. So I've done it all. I've met a lot of people, and we've all seen each other grow. So that's what I will say.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Majors,
Jonathan Majors, shout out to Jonathan Majors.
You got to tell that story. You got to tell that story.
So, shout out to Jonathan Majors, because he was at Toast of Hollywood, Toast of Black Hollywood with Megan Good. And, I take the opportunity to talk to everybody, especially if I don't know you per se. I will go up to you and introduce myself. And I told him that I was interested in talking with him. He's now starting to, be out there more. And I told him I would love to interview him and Megan. He was like, okay, well, why don't I just give you my personal information and I'll pass it on. Now, here's the thing with that, though. I believe it's because you're in a setting where you can't be a stranger to Candace Grace and be here. So it's not like I was a threat. It's not like I was just some stranger off the street. I believe that's why.
Well, first of all, he could have gave you his management's number or his PR's number. He gave you the direct line to the bat line.
Okay.
That mean again, because you are Robin Ayers. That's why. If it was anybody else, he wasn't gonna get me the direct line. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, go ahead over here. There's my publicist right there. You go ahead and talk to her. Set it on up."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I ain't getting the direct
Okay.
to the bat phone. I'm not getting that. I'm getting the line to the line.
Point well taken. I appreciate that, and definitely shout out to Jonathan Major. Shout out to Corey Hardrick as well. He agreed he's about to come and do an interview. I know he's about to be super busy with Essence Fest, so I'm trying to get him before Essence Fest.
And
He's got a great movie that's out right now with Megan Good coming out, as well as a show. All
American Homecoming starting on July 8th on the CW.
Corey is doing his thing, so we will get him in pretty soon. He already agreed he's going to show up on Crenshaw Boulevard, so we appreciate you, Corey. When we come forward, though, we are going to talk BET wrap up. Andy, can we get into the Raw report?
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Okay, what do we think about the BET Awards? I don't know if you watched. I have to tell you, I did not. I did not watch the awards. I hardly watched the BET Awards, but I almost feel like you've watched them if you watched all the highlights. If you've watched the highlights, then you pretty much know what was going on. I don't tend to spend my time doing that anymore just because the entire structure of the BET Awards has changed. I have covered the awards before. I've seen many awards. I know the game, but I choose to look at the highlights. So Nick Hamilton, though, did watch most of the awards, and he's going to fill in what I don't know about. But we're going to talk about it, the good, the bad, the ugly, where it goes from here, including Taraji P. Henson. We're talking about Usher and his Lifetime Achievement and tribute as well. Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red. There's a whole bunch of things that we have to talk about. Will Smith, who graced us with a beautiful performance, in my opinion. So we're going to get into all of that and my personal thoughts on BET and the BET Awards as well. And I'm sure Nick is not going to hold back. He's going to give it to us as well. You guys, we're going to get started on all of that on the other side. You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
KBLA Talk 1580 is now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's to many more years of loving and serving our community. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I know it's gonna happen without you.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes,
Why should we be silent?
turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, and we are wrapping up the BET Awards. If you were present last night on BET, then you saw what we're getting ready to talk about. I personally did not watch the awards, but I watched enough highlights to feel like I was there. I have never even attended the awards. I have covered it, but I've never attended. Overall, before we get into breakdown, overall, where do you stand, Nick, with the BET Awards? Was it enjoyable, or could you have, done away with it this year?
I think it had its moments. I think Taraji did an outstanding job hosting it. I think we got a chance to really showcase her personality and really showcase her skill set. And like the Kendrick, when she dressed up like Kendrick, it came out like Dot, and it was like actually rapped like her own, like changed the lyrics around and rapped. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think people made a big deal about her and the mistake she did with Keith Lee.
Yeah. We're gonna get into all of that. It was
a lot. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, I like Megan Thee Stallion. I think she could rap. I think the young lady is talented. Obviously, she's very intelligent. I mean, we've master's degree, but I mean, just overall, just knowing how to market herself accordingly and talking about the importance of ownership. But there were certain parts I didn't care. Like I don't want to see you twerking your behind every time the camera come on. I don't care. Like it's gotten so old. It's like, okay, we watching this again. It's like watching the old I Love Lucy episode. Like you've seen them 100 times, right? So it's like it's no big deal. And then I was kind of disappointed with the Usher tribute because I thought parts of it could have been better. I like Keke Palmer. I think she did cool. But
Keke is dope, and Tiana Taylor did a great job as well.
Tiana Taylor is the business.
Yeah.
But the rest, it was kind of like, eh.
Okay. Andy, how about you? Did you watch the awards?
I watched the majority of it.
Okay.
I missed out on Will Smith. I had to go,
Dope,
get some
by
food.
The way.
Okay.
But I saw the majority of it. And I kind of sided with Nick. It had its moments. As I was saying during the break, man, it was low-key a twerk fest. I mean, from Megan Thee Stallion to Sexy Red to Lotto to, I don't know if Tinashe was over here twerking. And the
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice, there we go. The Usher tribute was dope, but it was quite interesting because some of my friends that I saw on social media had an issue with it, with the exception of Childish Gambino, with the fact that it was all females,
yeah.
Doing a tribute to Usher. I didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was something unique and different. I personally liked it, but I was kind of surprised to see some of my male friends online kind of express like that they were upset, like they were heated by that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the first of all, I agree, Nick, the Taraji P. Henson thing was just off the hook. It was a moment, and it was a moment that they capitalized on. I will real quickly shout out to Mitchell Marchand and to Sheeds. I know that they were writers on the BET Awards this year. They usually, especially Mitch, he's usually involved with these award shows, and so when you think about the Sheeds is really behind like a lot of the writers, but she's really behind that moment of Taraji coming out and rapping her own like Kendrick Lamar thing. I thought that was really, really dope. And yeah, people had things to say about the whole Keith Lee moment. It was one of those things. We see bloopers and mishaps on award shows all the time. So I don't know why people. By the way, what we're talking about is Keith Lee, the critic. The food critic. We've talked about him a lot on this show. He was sitting up front, by the way. Him and the other, I forgot, Jordan, I believe is his name. He's the influencer. They're big influencers, and I kind of had an issue with that too, but that goes towards I'll give my own little monologue in a little bit. she sort of had a flirtatious moment with Jordan. She basically, he had this whole like spoof with Method Man. He had several spoofs with Method Man, and she says that he's the Method Man lookalike. And she called him Keith Lee. Keith Lee was 2 seats over from him, and she, you know, kind of messed that up. From that, I don't know if you saw this, but Keith Lee was hurt about it, and because she was giving men roses after she would kind of flirt with them. She was giving them roses. He was given a rose. Keith Lee was given a rose, and he wound up throwing it on the floor and saying that his name is going to be known in all the rooms that it's supposed to be known. So he was kind of hurt about that.
My man was butthurt. I was going to get him a Hallmark card. My man was so butthurt. And it was just like, really, dude? Like, listen, I applaud him, and I agree with him. Hey, man, okay. Like I said I think it was a Hollywood Unlocked post, and I said, hey, man, my buddy was butthurt. But, hey, man, go out there. Make your name great and make it worldwide. I'm with you on that. We do that every day. So
a lot of people thought he should be more humble.
No, I don't. You know me. Humbleness is overrated to me, so I don't believe in all that crap. But what I will say is that I agree with his attitude. Okay, I'm gonna go out here and make my name great, and basically everybody gonna know my name one day. Okay, that's the attitude to take. But to throw a rose down, dude, that was corny.
Yeah,
that was mad corny, dude.
Yeah,
like you lost some cool points with me.
Okay. Right now, the poll is up inside of our YouTube. I'm asking if you watch the BET Awards, Raw Squad. I need to know. Right now, 67% of you say no. Forrest Harrison, by the way, says, nah, I'm too old for that. And I get it. A lot of people, I'm in that category, by the way. I'm in that too old category. I'm not trying to deal with it because I don't want to see the twerk fest. Y'all both have said it. It's the twerk fest. And I don't want to see that necessarily. I can see a highlight. The
thing that pissed me off the most, there was no West Coast representation. The West is up right now. And you mean to tell me you couldn't find no West Coast artists to be in those spaces in L.A.?
Great point. And we're in the BET Awards. Here.
The only time I was watching the pre-show and I saw Jason Martin and I saw DJ Quick perform. That's a pre-show. I'm talking about the main stage.
Awards, yeah.
You couldn't find no West Coast representation.
Yeah.
No West Coast artists. You mean there's a plethora of West Coast artists that are talented, that can hold their own, that can do their thing, and this is a prime opportunity for a black artist that's from the West Coast to showcase and shine.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You didn't give nobody. That's the problem I have.
Okay, let's talk about shining real quick. These women, let's go back to the Usher tribute. Usher received the Lifetime Achievement Award, and because of that, he was given a tribute, right? We were trying to figure it out leading up into the awards. Everybody was like, who's going to perform? Who's going to do the Usher tribute? We thought Chris Brown. Chris Brown, if you remember, under Deborah Lee's, under her reign as CEO of BET, she made a very hard decision. She wanted to allow Chris Brown, this was years ago, she wanted to allow Chris Brown to perform. She was told not to by everybody. There were even employees who threatened to quit if she allowed Chris Brown to perform on stage at the BET Awards. Because of that, she said no. She said it was a very hard decision and chose not to allow Chris Brown to perform. It seems as though that is still going on. They are not allowing Chris Brown, who, in my opinion, would have been the perfect tribute to do Usher tribute. Instead, they've allowed all the women. Let's talk about them. They're Tiana Taylor, Victoria Monet. What do you say?
I love Victoria Monet. Congratulations to her for winning the BET Award.
Yep.
I love, I'm a big Tiana Taylor fan. I think her creativity is off the charts.
Absolutely.
And I think Kiki Palmer did a great job too.
Kiki did a great job.
But I agree with you. I think Chris Brown should have been there, and I think October London should have been the other artist, male, because I think it should have been more balanced. I think October London, which he did sing in the pre-show, but I think he should have been up there. Obviously, one of Snoop's artists. And I think Chris Brown should have been the end in paying tribute to Usher, because I think you can't. You can get mad all you want. Chris Brown undeniably, along with Usher, have changed the game.
Yeah.
They have been through their ups and downs, smiles and frowns, and still are relevant to this day in a whole different generation, which is not easy in today's society.
Absolutely.
So to have Chris Brown, as talented as Chris Brown is, you may love him, you may hate him, but you can't deny the man's talent. The man obliterated Quavo. He's not even a rapper. And the thing about it is, this man is he's ultra talented. Stop holding. What happened to second chances?
Yeah, I agree. We've had this conversation over and over again. I'm agreeing with you there. I think Chris Brown should be given he should be accepted widely by our own people. Okay, if the Grammys aren't having you, if any, all of these other award shows aren't putting you on their platform, at least our own people should accept you with open wide arms. That's my opinion on it.
I understand Deborah Lee's stance because she's an executive. She has to answer to people that are above her, and she wants to keep her job. I totally understand that. But at some point, who's going to be the one to take a stand to say, look, enough is enough?
Exactly. Who is going to be the one?
I mean, we didn't welcome Will Smith back for slapping Chris Rock. I never turned my back on Will Smith.
Neither did
I was all for it.
Neither did I.
Slap him up. But I mean, Will Smith has come back. You mean to tell me Chris Brown can't do the same?
Yeah.
The boy can sing, dance, perform, act. I mean, what else does he have to do?
It seems as though the women who were given an opportunity to do this tribute were only given that chance because their name is hyped right now. Not who was going to do the best job, but whose name is ringing it within the culture.
I don't want to, no disrespect, but I don't want to see Lotto do it. I'd rather see Coco Jones do something, a tribute to Usher. I want to see somebody that got some.
But Coco Jones did perform.
Right, but I'm saying as far as like part of the tribute, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
she did though. She did.
I'm saying that's what I wanted to see.
Okay, got you.
I want to see. I don't care to see Lotto. I don't care to see. Like I said, there were two other spots you could have filled that up with. Chris Brown and October London.
I also feel Vito could have gotten that opportunity. Vito, he's very closely associated to Usher, and he can sing his tail off too. So shout out to Vito. I thought that would have been a great opportunity for him. We are going to continue more of this conversation about the BET Awards because we're not done. We still got to talk about, of course, Will Smith. We got to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Sexy Red, the Twerk Fest, and we still have to talk about where BET is, where we think BET is going. I have my thoughts, Nick. I know you have your thoughts, and I know that Nick does not hold back. So I can't wait to get to the rest of this conversation. You guys definitely got to stick with us as we continue. Right now, though, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Rel Howery. Right now, you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. That's right. The Raw Report.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. President Biden says there are now no limits to what the commander-in-chief can do. Speaking from the White House, Biden said Donald Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over the question of immunity is another instance of the court's attack on legal principles. He said the ruling sets a dangerous precedent. The justices ruled 6-3 Trump has limited immunity in the federal election interference case for acts he took while in office. A former U.S. Capitol police officer who defended the Capitol during the January 6th riot says Donald Trump is the, quote, single greatest threat to democracy, end quote. Harry Dunn joined a call with the Biden campaign and slammed the Supreme Court's decision that Trump and other presidents are partially immune from criminal prosecution. Dunn, who was black, claimed Trump was responsible for the attack on the Capitol and encouraged the mob to overturn the results of a free and fair election. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Singular crash has been cleared from Testons 5 North before Highway 55 with a 10 to 15 minute traffic jam in recovery from Jeffrey Road. A crash in Buena Park is currently in 2 left lanes to the 5 South at Beach Boulevard with a 15 to 20 minute backup running stops from Valley View. In Costa Mesa, watch for slowing that continues back on the 405 North between Highway 73 and Talbert Avenue. And in LA on Pico Rivera, Whittier 605 South at Whittier Boulevard, watch for a stall in 2 middle lanes and heavy traffic is coming from Rose Hills Road.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 15% on select primed finger joint boards when you buy 10 or more, because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
This is not a good day for Clippers Nation. The Clippers lost Paul George to the Philadelphia 76ers in free agency, and they got nothing in return. In fact, the Clippers will have a hard time rebuilding for the future after George's departure. The Clippers gave up 5 first-round draft picks to Oklahoma City in 2019 in a trade to get George. They gave up 2 first-round picks to Philadelphia last fall to acquire James Harden. Unless the Clippers make a trade, they won't have a first-round pick until 2030. The Sixers are giving George $200 $112 million over 4 years. In 5 seasons with the Clippers, George and Kawhi Leonard made it to the Western Conference Finals only one time. George and Kawhi did some maneuvering in 2019 so they could play together, but their time as teammates came nowhere close to making the Clippers championship contenders. And now, who knows when that will happen? No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@kbla1580.com. That's advertising at kbla1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got you black. Our city's hottest weeks of summer are approaching. If you're 60 or older, you're at risk of heat stroke or worse. Extreme heat can kill. That's why KBLA Talk 1580 is part of our year-long climate justice campaign, has partnered with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power and the LA City Department of Aging for LADWP's Powered by Equity event, Heat Relief for Seniors Resource Fair. Join fellow LA seniors who hope to beat the heat and stay safe on Monday, July 15th, 10 a.m. at the Watts Labor Community Action Center in South Los Angeles. Learn about LADWP's Easy Save and Level Pay programs to help lower your monthly electric bill. And there will be tips and resources to be ready and safe in the heat. LADWP customers 60 years or older will be eligible to receive a portable air conditioner while supplies last. Personal ID and your LADWP bill are required. Contact your LA Department of Aging Neighborhood Senior Center for Cool LA Heat Relief for Seniors participation details or visit www.ladwp.com/events.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. If you're just joining us, welcome on back into the conversation. We are wrapping up the BET Awards. This sounds so good, Andy. It's a happy birthday.
Oh, you forgot?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the legendary Miss Evelyn Champagne King.
Miss Evelyn Champagne King. Now, I know this song, though. Andy knows. How do you know everybody's birthdays? I mean, you have a big calendar. What do you get notifications? What is it?
I'll Google.
Look at he be
I always
doing.
try to, find inspiration on what to play. So
You
my,
so cool
my
like
go-to
that.
is birthdays. You know what I'm saying?
You
if it's
so
somebody's
cool,
birthday,
Andy. If I ain't told you lately, you know what I'm saying? You real cool like that.
you cool too.
I appreciate that.
Brother Nick too. He cool too.
Nick is cool too. Nick
Robin,
is cool too.
Hey, y'all cooler than the polar bear's toenails.
Come
I'm
on
good.
now. Come on now.
Hello.
Listen, we are having this conversation about the BET Awards and what we think about it. Well, we were going on about, of course, Taraji P. Henson, who opened up. We talked about Usher and the tribute and what some people liked and what others didn't. Now, listen, I will say I am a fan of women. I champion women all the time. And I don't have a problem with the fact that they gave this tribute opportunity to women over men. You would typically think, I think that's why many people were surprised. We all thought that it was going to be a man. We were trying to call out who was going to be the one or the multiple people to give the tribute to Usher. And I'm not mad at this, but I think that they could have done a better job at even selecting the women. And the problem that I have is people are talking about culture, but no one is really talking about who is out there that people haven't heard of, who is out there that we should, while we have this huge platform, who could we give a chance to? And like, as you were mentioning, Nick, there's so many people in LA, especially because the awards are here. LA is up. The music in LA is up. Why wouldn't they take advantage of the opportunity to get behind what we're doing here and give other West Coast artists an opportunity? And besides West Coast, just more unheard artists. I believe that would have been a shining moment for BET, but I think they dropped the ball right there.
Oh, they fumbled. They fumbled at the 2-yard line. If you didn't learn anything from Kendrick's pop-up, that was one of the beautiful things about Kendrick's pop-up is that when you had DJ Head in his set, you had DJ Mustard in his set, they exposed. This is Amazon, mind you. Amazon is global. It's a $1 trillion company. And they were smart enough to realize, oh, I didn't know who RJ was. I didn't know who Zoe Osama was. I didn't recall who Jason Martin was. Some people did, some people didn't. They got exposed to it. I didn't know who this artist was or that artist was or Rucci or, this person or Jay Worthy and the Whoops. And you had, just different varieties of individuals from the West that needed that deserved that shine.
Yeah, and
by
the way, Lucky Day, people are shouting out Lucky Day. That would have been a great choice as well. And Eric Bellinger, shout out to Eric Bellinger because and he's also West Coast. It doesn't have to be hip hop. It could be R&B.
To West Coast.
So Eric Bellinger is definitely that guy as well. Will Smith. He had a comeback moment. That was a dope moment that he had. Tell me what you thought about Will Smith's performance. And he had the special guest, Kirk Franklin, and the Sunday service
people, the Kanye leftovers. Well, I'll say this. Listen, I thought it was dope. I thought the stage performance was dope with the fire and him coming out and then him performing that song. Because I think that's a recent song. I think they did that like a few weeks ago. So it's a brand new song.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that they just had in for like months. That was a brand new song. And then him bringing Kirk Franklin out, which was kind of a twist.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope. I don't think enough people appreciate it because you could look at some of the people in the audience.
I
They were
saw
like,
that.
some people were rocking with it. Some people were like, and I have to remember, some of this new generation doesn't know that Queen Latifah, Ice Cube, LL Cool J, Will Smith are all rappers and dope.
Yeah.
They just look at them as actors.
Yep. Andy.
You must have saw that Jamel Hill tweet, huh?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did it?
Somebody told me, but I didn't get the whole thing of what she said. But we were just I think it was my neighbor. We were talking about that.
What was we don't know.
Exactly what you just said.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe she was telling me exactly what Jamel said.
Yeah, somebody had tweeted, I guess, under one of the clips, and the question was, where are all of these actors doing music all of a sudden?
And
then
don't
Jamel
know that
don't
they
know.
started from. Okay.
So that's what my neighbor. Okay.
I'm
gonna bust her out when I get back to the crib.
It's a generational gap. It's I believe that's kind of part of the problem. Lastly, that I want to talk about before we get into what we think about BET, what we think about all of that, and then even the awards and the red carpet and covering it, because there's also behind the scenes that people just don't know about. I know I've talked about that process a little bit, but we'll talk about it some more. The Twerk Fest. Let's talk about Sexy Red getting up there. Let's talk about these other artists who get up there and just literally show their behinds on stage. And Sexy Red had a moment where she was standing in the audience and she was throwing money up like it was a strip club. Give me your thoughts on this.
Trash.
I guess point blank period, huh? Nothing
Again,
more.
I understand what Megan Thee Stallion is going to do. She does it well. She does her thing, but she can actually rap. When she wants to rap, she can rap. It seemed like just a follow, like a follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was just like a following. Like, okay, Megan does this or Cardi does this, so we gonna do this. And as like I told, we were talking about off air, it's no originality. There's no balance. Let me put it that way. Like, there's no balance. Like, where were the Lady Londons? Where were the Rhapsodies? Where were the Tierra Whacks? Where were, some of these ladies that don't necessarily look like them, but they still have talent? So you gotta balance it out, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm asking for is balance. I'm not knocking any of these ladies, whether it's Lotto, whether it's Sexy Red, whether it's Ice Spice, whether it's Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi. It's just I want to see balance.
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree
And I
with
think
you.
a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, they want to see some balance too, because you get tired of looking at the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, Andy.
We not looking for Rhapsodies. We not looking for Tierra Whacks. They are out there, and considering how we all have music streaming platforms, you would think that we would be searching for those type of artists. But the reality is, we're not. We like the ratchet.
I'm gonna push back on that.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why is because you're not exposed to it.
I'm with you.
If you don't
I agree.
expose somebody, it's just like if you tell somebody, "Hey, there's a cool little spot down the street. There's a vegan spot down the street," and they're like, "I don't want to eat that," but then you take them to the restaurant and it doesn't taste like what they imagine what vegan food could be. It actually tastes like regular food. Now they've been exposed to something.
Let me add on to that, because I agree that that's a part of the problem. But additionally, and I'm sorry to say this, as dope as I am a Lady London fan. Lady London to me is don't get me wrong, I love Tierra Whack. Like, there's some women out there who are super dope to me, but they don't have hits. That's the problem. They don't have hits. And what people are used to, when you go out and you go to these types of events, you want to rock. You want to recite all the words, and you want to hear the production, and you want to you want to vibe to it. And unfortunately, these women who are rappers who are great, they give us more substance than they give us bangers. Lady London, on the other hand, has given us both. She has gone viral multiple times, but the one viral song, she should have been performing at the awards. She could have done it, and everybody would have been singing to her song.
But again, I agree. But it also, where's the opportunity? It's
Exactly.
the same thing with Taraji. Taraji, you can't name 5 Taraji songs,
Right.
But now you can with Nasty Girl, because now that's a hit. But she's had another hit, but it was so far long ago, and it wasn't promoted or presented correctly.
Yeah.
So now we don't even remember that.
Yeah.
We just remember what it is in front of us, and that's why I agree with you. I'm not saying you're off. I'm just adding to what you're saying is the fact that you have to be able to expose people, and then if they still don't like it, then fine, they don't like it. Some people that do like it, oh, this is kind of dope, let me check this out. Like I said with the Kendrick, I was watching the Joe Budden podcast, and these cats is way on the East Coast, and they were talking about, damn, I've never really heard of some of these artists that was on the Ken and Friends show, at Kendrick's show.
Yeah.
And now they're like tuning in, they're like looking up, oh damn, I didn't know who G Perico was, I didn't know who this person was.
On that note, yeah, I agree with you in terms of exposure, but these artists have to rise to the occasion. That's what I'm saying. You can be dope, but you got to rise to the occasion. Once you're given that level of exposure, can you hold the attention of everybody? And I think that it's a fine balance. I think it's a fine balance. Andy, you wanted to jump in?
Yeah, that's why shows like 106 in Park were very important, because they did expose us to certain songs that we might not be familiar with.
Yep.
And when we think about the state of BET, I couldn't even tell you the last time I actually watched BET. I only tuned in because of the awards.
Great segue. The state of BET. Let's talk about this real quick. What is the state? The current state of BET. In my opinion, I think that, well, let me just say this, because we're talking about the twerk fest with all the girls who were twerking, right? I believe that there is a place for them. It should not be the BET Awards. I feel that another award show, another organization should be created, just like we had the Source Awards, or what other awards did we have where everybody felt like they could go, the Ratchet, the hip hop, the
Vibe Awards.
The Vibe Award. Okay, I feel like something else like that should be created for them, but the BET Awards is not where it should be showcased. I actually feel bad for some of the artists, like let's say Lady London, since we all know and agree that she's dope, and I feel like she's always fully dressed. She'll look still very sexy, but she is one of the most talented. She brings the fire. For someone like her, although she's young and she's within the culture, I feel bad for somebody like her who doesn't have a place that I feel is purified for artists like her.
Well, they do have the BET Hip Hop Awards, which is usually in Atlanta, but it's not hip hop. It's not truly hip hop. So you still not gonna,
the which ones? I'm sorry.
The BET Hip Hop Awards that's in Atlanta.
Yeah,
it's still not hip hop. So you're still not gonna get the Lady Londons. You're still not gonna get Rhapsody like that to get appreciated. And I think that's the problem. I think we have to be able to appreciate balance in different areas and be willing to take a chance. You can't get mad at radio programmers or labels or streaming services when they don't want to take a chance on artists. When you don't have the wherewithal to take a chance on an artist, how the hell are they supposed? How the hell are you gonna blame them and you don't even take a chance on an artist? You don't even want to listen to an artist. You don't even want to say if somebody suggests something to you just to check it out. If you don't like it, don't like it. But at least give it an opportunity. You only give an opportunity. So how the hell is a multi-billion-dollar label supposed to say, oh, you know what, or a network supposed to say, oh, you know what? Let's go over here and let's put out Lady London. Let's put out, Rhapsody. Let's put out, let's put out this person or that person. Nobody's going to take the chance because it's about the people. The people still have the opportunity to move the needle. And if the people don't get behind it and you can't complain talking about, we keep seeing the same stuff. Well, then change your dynamic. Change your environment. Stop listening to the same stuff all the damn time. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll get to help them get their sales up, like you mentioned earlier about having a hit, because it takes sales or it takes spins or listens to have a hit.
Okay, so let's get into this real quick. Reggie White says the state of BET is equal to the state of Tyler Perry. He is a mainstay on the network. We need more balanced programming from BET. I agree with that. Lavelle said, what's wrong with the NAACP Image Awards? Nothing is wrong with it. That's my thing. The NAACP Awards still has standards. The Grammys still have standards. You will not catch some of these artists who we see going to BET Awards doing some of the things that they do if they go to the Grammys, doing some of the things that they would do at the NAACP Awards, because the leaders have standards, and we have lost leadership. Let me explain this about Deborah Lee real quick before we move forward about Deborah Lee. You can say whatever it is that you want about Deborah Lee, but what you can't say is that she did not have standards. She put her foot down to where activists, people were coming to her house because she would not allow the B word on her station. She wouldn't allow certain videos to be played on the station because she had standards. She wouldn't allow certain things. Even the whole Chris Brown thing, as much as she wanted to be the one like we're talking about to say, I'm going to give him a shot, I'm going to give him a chance, she still had some standards at the end of the day. We don't have those anymore. In BET, we used to look forward to it. We used to look forward to it because it was somewhat wholesome, but it was still very much culture, and we just don't have that anymore.
We don't have culture. We have commercialism.
Totally. They placate to this
because
to the hip hop, to this culture. They placate to that. And there's nobody willing to take a stance on, like we're talking about with the different artists. There's nobody willing to do that right now. Instead, you're like, well, what do you want to see? You want to see Sexy Red? We're going to give it to you.
Yeah,
you want to see Megan Thee Stallion or whomever else, Lotto, shake they behind? All right, we're going to give it to you.
We go, and like you said, there's no more Deborah Lees. There's no more, there are culturally clueless people that are making decisions.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem. And they think, this is what they want to see, so let's give them what we think they want to see.
Exactly.
And until we start demanding different as an audience, as a black audience, as an audience of color, until we start demanding different, then that's when we'll get different. When you want more West Coast artists on there, then stop supporting the shows.
Yeah.
Same thing I said about Vlad, same thing I said about No Jumper. You getting tired of these culture vultures, then stop running your narrow behind up there trying to get 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
When all they doing is pimping you. It's the same thing with the awards. And I don't believe even the Image Awards have that much leadership, to be quite honest with you.
They have great leadership, I'm going to say. They do actually have leadership. But listen, we're going to continue the conversation on the other side. I still got to know where we stand, what we feel about BET, and what happens from here. We got to discuss the carpet on the other side as well. We're going to get to that. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up, people? It's your boy Harmony H Money Samuels, and I'm here on the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. What's up?
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you been a victim of discrimination at a private business, by a landlord while seeking housing, by an employer, or by an academic institution? If so, the LA Civil Rights Department may be able to help. Please contact us at CRE@lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. Again, 213-978-1845 or visit laisforeveryone.com.
Are you tired of being stuck without internet access? Connect and go with LA County Library. It's simple. Visit your local LA County Library location and borrow a hotspot for free to get Wi-Fi wherever you are.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
We're also having this conversation with Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media. You guys make sure to check him out on socials and all that he's got going on, and as well as nightcastmedia.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Nightcastmedia.com, always doing something great. We are talking about the BET Awards, wrapping it up, the whole nine, what we like, what we don't like. I have things that I still got to say about it, but I want to also talk about the fact that the carpet is different. Many of us still choose not to cover certain award shows such as BET. I think some people don't get approved. Others may be approved, however, still choose not to. And by approved, I'm just saying getting credentials. It's a whole process. But let's talk about the carpet as a whole. We know that it trickles down from the head, right? You still got problems. You still got issues with how these carpets are being handled.
They put you in the Rosa Parks section.
Yeah.
Which means they in the back. Aha. What's that fuzz? Everybody move to the back of the bus. That's where they put you. And it's this the way that media has transformed into, besides the WWE Attitude Era type of media, it has turned into numbers and popularity. It's a popularity contest. Like, we should all be running for office. Like, that's how it is now. Because if your numbers aren't a certain way, no matter if you got a core following, if your numbers aren't a certain way and your name is not popular, you're not getting it. Like, I got denied from talking to a black entertainer and artist from a colonizer of a PR person. And I'm like, wait a minute, man. I'm just as important as everybody else, because everybody didn't get credentialed to come here.
Yep.
If they had 100 applicants, 15 made the slot. I'm one of the 15 that made the slot. So you mean to tell me a black media company can't talk to a black entertainer and artist? Seriously? But then when he comes off the carpet, he's cool as a fan. And we took pictures, talked to him briefly. And I'm like, see, this is the kind of stuff, but I can't just blame the colonizer. I got to blame the person that hired him. Okay, so before, because I got to talk about this as well. We talked about this, you and I, that on the carpet, the publicists, they will literally, oftentimes, if it's two things, it's one of two things, or one of three things. Either they're just super cool, and they just want to get their client on talking to everybody. Either that, or you know them personally, so they're going to look out for you where they won't look out for other people, or they look they look down their noses a lot at everyone, and they're just they deem you if they deem you important enough, they will bring their client to you. And so they literally will walk down the carpet and they look down at your card to see if you have a big enough name for them to bring their client over to. And so you and I have both experienced that. We've probably both have experienced that over just this week. I want to get to Mark, who is on the line with us. Mark from LA. Hey to you, Mark.
Hey there. So I watched the BET Awards, and I just want to. I think we need to call a spade a spade. They're just anti-male, and they like to bring women on. I think that the majority of the people who work at BET are women. So, you know, we got this whole Empower Black Women thing going on. And so I think that's what you saw. That's pretty much it. You know, I mean, how do you do a tribute to Usher and it's all women except one guy?
Interesting.
Make it make sense. The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing, Mark says. It's something that I hadn't considered. Nick, what do you think about that?
I mean, how is it anti-women when you had a bunch of people in the audience? I mean, anti-man, rather.
No, I said anti-men. Anti-men.
Okay,
on stage. I'm talking about performers.
Right, I understand that. What I'm saying is I corrected myself. I said anti-man. That's what you said. What I'm saying is I don't think it was anti-man. I just think that it was anti-talent. And I think it was more anti-talent as it pertained to the show and the tribute, the way the direction the tribute was going. I don't think the tribute had any direction.
Well,
I think it was more like, hey, let's put, like you said earlier, let's put these names out here and let's gather the audience.
Right. Maybe more than being anti-man. I hadn't considered that, Mark, but maybe it was more just about, maybe it's just more about, you know, just a women's movement. You know, maybe it was, I don't know who made that decision. Maybe somebody just thought it was going to be a great thing to do. Mark, we appreciate that call. I don't know that I had ever considered it anti-man.
That's bogus. You just talking to be talking, bruh. Like,
Okay.
ain't nothing with anti.
Okay,
ain't no anti-man over here, man. Come on.
All right,
man.
but we appreciate the call. So listen, yeah, it seems as though, wow, now more of you, 63% of you said you did watch the BET Awards, and only 37% did not. Well, shout out to you guys. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the comments really at all. DJ Black 909 says we do need a balance. Urban One should buy BET. That's interesting. We should hear more about them. Let's see. Yeah, they're just shouting all of you guys out. We appreciate you so much. Nick, let everybody know where they can find you and keep up with your work.
At IG, at Nick Hamilton LA, nightcastmedia.com, and at Nick Hamilton 213 on X.
Well, y'all, I appreciate this conversation. I think that it is always not enough time to talk about these things. Lastly, I'll say I think that we need to do better as a culture. I think we need to do better with these organizations and make Black award shows great again. All right, y'all, I appreciate your time and everything. We are right back at it again tomorrow. My name is Robin Ayers, and remember, today and every single day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Baltimore City children under the age of 18 are eligible for free meals this summer. Breakfast and lunch is available at participating locations as part of the 2024 summer